Hi, welcome to a double whammy. This is Defusing the Situation, where we're going to disarm some bombs with Sam, and then Deepthroat.
The pirates attack Hoyt's drug fields. They have rigged bombs. V disarms them.
Okay.
You ready? Blitzkrieg!
Seriously?
Yes, Jason, seriously, Sam is beyond awesome, and if he wants to scream Blitzkrieg and run in, he absolutely can. I think we should too. 1, 2, 3, Blitzkrieg! But seriously, Sam's epic. Okay, so he's got 3 bombs to disarm, and it's basically 3 cases of defend the castle. You got dudes running you, there's explosions everywhere, you get set on fire if you shoot them when you're too close like that. Everything is flammable, so expect big fires everywhere. Pay attention to the minimap, which I failed to do almost every time and was wondering where everyone was. There's a guy over there that I somehow shoot. I didn't really even see him, but I took him down, and then just 2 guys there. Kablam! Fire from the hip! Oh yeah! Anyway, that is pretty much that. Sam continues to faff around for a little bit. I go and pick up some loot, because that's what I do. And then Sam comes charging out, and we're headed for the next one. There are some sound bites and stuff, but I can't remember the exact timing, so trying to pause this and restart it and stop my narration, I'm sorry, it's not going to work, so you are stuck with me talking. Anyway, there's 2 guys on this roof, and Sam actually screams here, "Watch my back!" and it's kind of appropriate, because there is literally a dude shooting him in the back. Then he says, "Get up on the roof," but I'm ignoring him to get that chest first, and then it's up on the roof where we got a whole bunch of guys coming in from various directions. And I've upped the brightness a little bit so the mini-map won't be entirely reliable, although you can still see the red dots on it if you like to look at that while I play. I often look back at it and go, how did I miss that guy who got within an inch of me on the mini-map? And it's because I basically pay it no attention when I'm playing. But anyway, this guy's running through the fields. They're a little bit hard to spot, and actually what I should have done is tossed a Molotov out there, because these things go up beautifully, as we know from the previous mission, Burn Baby Burn, or whatever it was called, where, what's his name, Wallace? Ennis? I don't remember. Anyway, the CIA guy, he gave us the flamethrower to burn the drug fields. These guys come cruising in, and I take down the gunner and then shoot the driver, and it just kind of grinds to a halt, and Sam is off to the next one. But a sniper's magically appeared on this tower, so he gets the AMR in the face. Wha-bam! I'm loving explosive rounds. They're just endlessly entertaining. And then I head up this tower to give him a bit of cover, because I figure there are going to be people charging him. But actually there's a dude in a mounted gun, so it's kind of lucky I made the right decision. And then that guy goes for the gun again, so that's an easy headshot, especially with the height advantage. Then he's inside and he wants you to follow him, so it's down the ladder, here and onto the mounted gun to defend Sam while he defuses this bomb. And unlike the Wallace defend mission, I'm going to call him Wallace, I don't honestly remember what his name was, but the Wallace defend mission where the mounted gun didn't actually cover the whole area you had to defend, this one does, which is very lucky. And it's actually quite a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying the mounted gun missions now that I've got a bit of a handle on how to fire them. Although there's one coming up a bit later where it does not go so well. Typically when they're moving, that's when I have the major issues. Anyway, just basically guys charging a gun, and it's almost a bit too easy just setting them endlessly, setting them on fire? I'm not setting them on fire, just sending them endlessly to hell. Go to hell! They just pop so easily from the big old minigun. There's a helicopter coming in, but as you may know, if you shoot the driver, they crash and explode very, very quickly. So as long as you can get a couple of bullets through the window pane, you're probably in good shape. And then talk to Sam for a debrief.
Wunderbar. I will tell Hoyt that you work with me. It should grease the wheels, yeah?
But I still need the roll sheet.
Yeah, back to that. I had a flash of where it might be. By an abandoned mining colony in the gorge.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Be sure to take a picture of the guilty ones!
So, with that out of the way, we are off to the mining area, and there's actually a few relics buried around here.
This is the place. Time to get some pics of the leaders.
So, time to take a picture of this meeting, and then it all goes a bit crazy. It's quite dark here, but we don't have too much to worry about. This is kind of fun. There are some relics around here that I've already cleared out. But they're not too hard. There's one down in the river, I think, as well, and there's lots of chests around here as well, but I'm going to resist my overwhelming need to open them all, just in the interests of making the video a little less tedious for you guys. Anyway, drop down here. These guys will pretty much ignore you. This is a safe zone until you act suspiciously, but I really should have killed them all now, realistically, but it's not the end of the world. I die once, or I die a couple of times actually, and there's a couple of dirty restarts, but they work to my advantage. So up here, then you need to break out your camera and take a photo of the meeting, and I actually never take the photo. I just kind of highlight the guys, trying to find out where they are, and I should have just zoomed in, taken the photo, because this guy on my right gets a little bit aggro and starts a fight, and I run away and it all goes wrong, and I die and restart, but he's not there, and the checkpoint has happened, so that's good news. So then you come down here, and there's a couple of guys, if you're quick, who will have their backs turned there. So you can stab and stab. That's the way. And then there's another guy up here that you can take down relatively easily, because he's standing there with his back turned as well. So pop him and then head back to get the RPG here. And this is where it goes a bit wrong. I swap it out for the Ripper. I'll miss you, Ripper. And fire it up there, but for some reason it fails to hit time and time again. I got a multi-kill, stop the pirates from leaving, shoot their 4x4. I was pretty sure that I shot it a bunch of times, but I come through here and I'm basically going to empty a clip at high speed, because whatever I do, despite the explosions, it doesn't seem to work. And it's sped up, so some of the frames on the explosions are missed, but you can tell I got like a bunch of shots and none of them worked. It's very annoying. So anyway, I went back here, got some more ammo. And then I took a shot from here, and finally, maybe I was just shooting at the wrong thing, but finally it worked. And you can see he falls off the bridge there, so I would have been having to go down looking for him down there, which is actually what I should have done immediately, just dived into the river and chased it down, but I didn't notice it falling. So instead I make my way across here, which is what you're expected to do, and when I die it resets up at the top anyway, so that's not too bad. Anyway, shooting those guys across there, and what tends to happen here is there'll be guys on the opposite side with rocket launchers quite often, just blowing away your cover and generally being a pain in the butt. Switch the alarm off there, and that works against me later, because after I die it's reset and they set the alarms off the dicks. Anyway, there's a few guys who charge out here, but they go down pretty quickly. I'm enjoying the Bushman gun. It is the gun for getting all the radio stations. You can check out my signature weapons video if you want to learn how to get them all, but they're pretty straightforward. And I'm starting to use it instead of the Shredder a lot more, and actually what I probably should have done is switch out the Shredder instead of the Ripper, because since these guys all know about me anyway, maybe the Ripper would have been a way better weapon. But heading along here, grenade him in the face, and then I pop in here, I think, to reloot. There we go, little bits and pieces. And then maybe some body armor. No, there's no body armor, just a heal. Anyway, up these stairs and around, and now we see the first of the rocket launcher guys. They're about to blow my cover away pretty convincingly. You'll see a rocket coming towards me there. But the AMR's awesome. Just look at the bodies going ragdoll. There is another one over to my right, but he's lost vision on me for a second, but he still shoots. He just misses. There he is, and the scenery gets in the way a bit here. Like, I'm pretty sure that was a hit, and if that wasn't a hit, that definitely was. So I'm hitting, I don't know, some invisible wall, which has now gone, or I've shifted to the right, and so he goes down pretty quickly. Anyway, now I'm on fire. Yay for being on fire. And I think, well, maybe I can go to the left and I don't have to worry so much about the fire, but then I realise that's not the way. I'm just going to have to run through. So I do. I run through. And drop off the end foolishly, but get a health pack that I missed earlier, so that's nice. By which time the fire's gone out, and I can see that I've got to climb up there and take a zip line over. And just over here I died again. Well, actually I died quite far in at the top, but I reloaded. It sent me back here, so I reloaded. And this is when I guess the alarm reset, so later on they set the alarm off and all hell breaks loose. But these guys are relatively easy to take down, apart from the fact that I'm on fire, obviously. Around here, in here, and a bit more looting. Obviously, grabbing a handful of dollars when I don't need money. Super important. And then down these stairs, and there's a guy that's up here charging me, but he goes down with a bullet to the neck. And then a guy there, and the scenery doesn't get in my way that time, so that's quite nice. And then a dude over there, and I just kind of bushman him. So I got lucky with that shot. But then all I need to do is take, well, after looting in here, and I've sped this up ridiculously because I spend a lot of time in here. All you need to do is take the zip line across, but it's the slowest zip line in all of Christendom. And there's going to be a bunch of guys up there. And even though I couldn't see them when I was looking there, suddenly they magically appear. So there's a bunch of things, there's a bunch of points in this level where there are guys who just spawn when you pass a certain checkpoint. And I've always thought that's a bit of a lame mechanism for a game. Like, if there are going to be guys, let me snipe them from as far away as I want. Don't just spawn them when I hit a certain place, unless they're around the corner and I couldn't have shot them, but this is in the wide open. But enough ranting. There's a dude, he's going to get it in the head. And so are you, buddy. Blam! Headshot, headshot! Anyway, through here because there's some loot which obviously needs getting, and then it's a dash onto the bridge to get this, and what I should have done here is just dived off the bridge and wingsuited away to safety. But I wanted to be a hero and take them all down, and it takes forever. So there's a couple, lucky I had a couple of RPG rounds left because I can take those guys down relatively easily. I don't have a lot of ammo left on the Bushman, so I am onto the Shredder to try and slice these guys apart, but the scope on the Shredder is not as good as I remember, especially after the Bushman. So why not walk up to this guy and get shot in the face while I stab him in the leg? Seems like a good idea. There's a bunch of guys around with Rupagers, RPGs, and I end up using almost all my health packs, so really the smart move would have just been to run away. But at this point I don't think I've looked at the minimap since I looked at that guy, so I haven't actually bothered to check where the where my next waypoint is. But yeah, just dive off the bridge, honestly. By this point in the game you're not going to be struggling for skills, and even if you are, you can go and find some relics which are 250 a piece, or some lost letters which are 500. And these missions you're getting 3, 4, 5,000 a time anyway, plus kill XP on the way, so yeah, not much to worry about. Basically a waste of time to do all this, but kind of fun, I guess. Especially since all the outposts are done, this is one of my few chances left to fight. But this sniper rifle I do enjoy. It's funny how much devastation it does. Oh, who's it going to be? It's going to be you over the edge of the bridge! Unlucky, buddy! And there's another guy. I love how his rocket goes kind of AWOL and off target. Anyway, I managed to get him through the grating somehow. A very lucky shot. And then another guy here. Blam! He gets thrown back. And then I just do a bit of a mad dash with Mr. the Shredder on hand. I'm going to need to heal again. There we go. And then I think it's basically no guys left until I make it to the bridge. So because they're slow to fire and I can take 1 or 2 rockets to the face, which is kind of a ridiculous statement to make, but you know, if I can, I can. Now just 2 guys left. It's one of those things, it's like having to pick up every loot chest. I don't like to leave an area until everyone stopped shooting at me. Do you know what I mean? Do you guys have the same? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, he gets it to the chest, and I think this is actually the last guy, and why not stab him in the face? That's your lot. So, now I can safely jump over the side, after shooting the alarm, obviously, way too late. Come on, I can do it. There we go. And it's just a wingsuit off. So like I said, just jumping onto off the bridge in the beginning would have been the smart thing to do. But here we go. Activate wingsuit. Wingsuit deploy! And then fly down here, and you should just clear that ledge. And then, though I say so myself, I do kind of an amazing landing. Deploy the parachute at the last minute. Anyway, that's your lot. That's your lot. See you in the next one. Lots of love. Bye!
Sam! I did it. I have the roll sheet.
Good. I will alert Hoyt. Expect a rendezvous. Get into character and present yourself at the gate to his compound.